Well, I have a caller with I think a curious question that I may never have been asked before. Hopefully that he sticks with it. It says here, Herman in Virginia, thanks so much for waiting. It says here that you can't conceive of there not being a God. And am I correct that your question is, if there isn't a God, why do people believe?
Well, kinda. I'm wondering, if there's no God, then how can people just not conceive that?
I'm confused. All right, so
okay, like for instance, we both believe in foxes, right? So we can imagine a fox, like in a box, or we can imagine that it's not there, right?
Right.
Okay.
We can both say there is a fox or there isn't a fox. Well, with God, in my life experience, I've never been able to imagine it being gone, because everything I know, like God is the box and we are the fox.
Wow.
So let me ask you this. Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
Well, I believe it exists on paper and in fable, but I mean, it's probably dead old age by now if it was real.
Okay. What about the chupacabra?
What? What is that?
All right. I'm going to skip through that. Do you believe that in ghosts?
I never really thought about it. I mean, I've never seen one, but.
Okay. Do you believe in unicorns, like a winged Pegasus unicorn horse? Do you believe in that?
No.
But you can imagine it, right?
Well, I thought of a narwhal, to be honest with you. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I could imagine that.
Herman, I apologize. I don't want to be an asshole, but I'm having a hard time taking you seriously with foxes in boxes and you thinking of a narwhal, but not knowing about chupacabra and everything else. If your question is, since you have a difficult time conceiving that there isn't a God, I was only trying to get you to recognize that it's possible for people to believe things even if they aren't true.
I got you.
Okay.
But I mean, where I'm from, like everybody, we all agree there's just never not been a God, you know?
Well, could you all be wrong?
Well, I mean, it's not like they make a lot of good decisions around here, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Herman, I want to thank you for phoning in and giving us the first ever Fox in a Box call that's happened. I think it's a great asset to the Atheist Experience to have a Fox in a Box phone call. And it surprised Matt, and I think it's a great contribution, and I thank you for it.
All right, thank you. Yep, no problem. Can't go wrong with Fox in a Box.
I feel like I'm in Sling Blade.
Honestly, I think actually Herman's call has opened the door to a new chapter in the Atheist Experience. From now on, everyone who calls in, the question has to rhyme.
you get extra points, or I'll be slower to hang up if your question actually rhymes. I mean,
if it involves, Fox in a Box, this is great. We're writing a new Dr. Seuss book as the call unfolds, and so from now on, people calling in, as Matt says, we'll treat you more nicely if it involves rhyming couplets. Yeah.
Fox in a box with a couple of cocks.
Yeah. God in a hodge, the Lord in a gourd. We can really go with this.
Yeah.
Christian on not a lot rhymes. Mission. Yeah.
I know I'm not watching chat with YouTube today, but I know there are people who are gonna be, oh, that's such an obvious prank call, or that's such an obvious troll. And here's the thing, in this case, I suspect you're correct. I suspect Herman might have been having a bit of fun, but I don't know that, and I can't read minds. I can come close on occasion, and I can have my reasonable suspicions. But at the end of the day, if the call was, I'm going to treat the calls as if they're all sincere, because there's somebody out there, Maybe they don't
Yeah.
sound like Herman. Maybe they're not trying to rhyme. Maybe they're not talking about the bad decisions that people made. There's somebody out there who just, because everyone around them believes in a God, it's inconceivable to them that there isn't a God.
Right.
And it's worth addressing, because the question needs to be, is it possible for you to be wrong about this? And if so, then the next question, the follow-up question for Herman and everybody else is, how do we find out if you're wrong?